Hello and welcome to Newsfeed, your daily dose of what people are talking about online, from news stories to what's trending. Now, Brazil is on the brink of a new era. Far-right incumbent Jair Bolsonaro has been defeated by the narrowest of margins, just 0.9%, in the country's presidential election. Brazil's Supreme Electoral Court declared leftist former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva as the next leader. 77-year-old Lula is going to lead the country 20 years after his first term ended. He's been dubbed as Brazil's working-class hero. Now, thousands of people celebrated his win on the streets, dancing, shouting, and crying. Lula has said he will govern for all Brazilians, not just those who voted for him. And he promised a sea change in government policy, promising to end hunger and stop the deforestation of the Amazon. World leaders like U.S. President Joe Biden have congratulated Lula. Biden used the words free, fair, and credible to describe the election, adding that he's looking forward to increased cooperation between the U.S. and Brazil. Canadian PM Justin Trudeau tweeted his congratulations, but also highlighted environmental concerns, saying he wants their two countries to advance shared priorities like protecting the environment. And European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says she's ready to work with Lula on global challenges from food security to trade and climate change. And of course, Brazil being one of the most populous democracies in the world, there's been a lot of reaction on the election's outcome on social media. Journalist Thales Azoni tweeted Brazil the country where people may be happy about who lost the election and at the same time sad about who won it. Caramia is thrilled Bolsonaro is out, saying one of the world's monsters is slain at last, and that the world celebrates the political death of Brazil's corrupt Bolsonaro. And this sums it up nicely, a cartoon of Lula carrying a map of a divided Brazil. Well, the new president certainly does have a lot on his shoulders. Also grateful for Lula's victory is the indigenous leader of Brazil's Witoto ethnic group. Vanda Vitoto is hoping for a better future for the environment and the people living in the Amazon.
To have Lula as president of this country at a time when the lives of our peoples, our Amazon, our economy, people are hungry. Millions of Brazilians are hungry. And to have Lula back as president means that there is hope that we can lift this population out of the poverty.
Sadly, this weekend was littered with tragic events. Now, first we heard about the stampede in Seoul, where over 150 people lost their lives. Then the bombings in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, which claimed another 100 lives. And on Sunday, news came in from India that a suspension bridge in the city of Morbi collapsed, killing over 140 people. Now, this footage shows the moment before the bridge's cable snapped. The pedestrian bridge reopened 5 days ago after undergoing repairs, but officials are now saying they were not informed of the repairs and the necessary approvals had not been issued. Police are investigating the tragedy and at least 9 people have been arrested. Tributes have been pouring in online for the victims, but there's also anger. Smita Sharma looks at what people have been saying online.
Inconsolable, shocked faces mourning the loss of their loved ones to trying to trace those missing. The casualties have increased in the Indian state of Gujarat in one of the most horrific bridge accidents across the world, with the death toll now past 140. But are those who died in that Morbi suspension bridge collapse responsible for their own deaths? Unfortunately, going by a large narrative on social media, it feels so, with sections actually trying to deflect the blame onto unruly crowd behavior. Many influential voices within the right-wing ecosystem, supporters of the ruling party, tweeted 2-3-year-old videos of men swaying the bridge, attributing it as scenes that played out on Sunday evening. Well, this deliberate misinformation campaign basically sought to deflect attention from the critical questions that need to be asked of the civic authorities to the party in power. And when this was flagged by many people, the tweets, however, were not taken down. The CCTV footage, though, accessed from the accident site shows that how this recently reopened, renovated bridge collapsed within a fraction of few seconds. It plunged hundreds of people, including women and children, into the deep Machu River. There is palpable anger among people who want the private contractor, the civic authorities, all those who gave clearances for this bridge to be reopened without fitness certificates and necessary audits to be brought to the books and prosecuted swiftly. For now, a criminal investigation has been launched. Ex gratia compensation has been announced for the deceased and the injured. But people are asking if those really guilty for this crime will be punished, or will the grieving voices be drowned in the high decibel election campaign in the state?
The social media world shifted completely when Elon Musk completed his Twitter takeover deal on Friday. And it's only been a weekend since Musk became the sole owner of one of the world's most influential platforms. And let me tell you, it was pretty chaotic. Let's go through everything one by one. Now, Chief Twit, as he now calls himself, wasted no time in putting his stamp on the company and announced that his uncaged Twitter vision became real with this tweet here: "The bird is freed." Musk has promised that the social media giant will not become a free-for-all hellscape under his leadership, but says unfettered speech should be the norm on the site. But a lot of people have a very different opinion on what free speech means. Right after Musk's takeover, Twitter has been hit by a coordinated trolling campaign. Over 50,000 tweets from 300 accounts bombarded the platform with hate speech.
N-word usage jumped by 500% since Elon Musk took control of Twitter. And I'm not surprised, and you shouldn't be either, because for real, for a lot of folks out there screaming they want free speech, what they truly want is the freedom to call you the N-word and not face any type of repercussions at all.
So Elon finally closed the deal and saved free speech. Great. So what is it that you all have been dying to say but couldn't? Some more free speech.
Wow, just wow. And the company said that the attack was an attempt to make users think Twitter has weakened or dropped its content policies completely. The platform's head of safety and integrity, Yoel Roth, says the site's policies have not changed, and they are taking steps to end the organized effort. Roth then added that nearly all of the accounts involved in the attack were found to be fake. They are being banned to make Twitter safe again. And Chief Twit also weighed in on the issue and announced that he will form a new content moderation council with widely diverse points of view. But the chaos didn't end there. Ye, formerly Kanye West, and many other banned controversial figures had their accounts reinstated within hours of the takeover. Then again, a lot of big names like Shonda Rhimes decided to say goodbye to Twitter. And there were more Twitter casualties. The company's top 3 execs were sacked by Elon Musk almost immediately after he took over. And though Musk has denied mass layoffs, some reports said his inner circle conducted meetings with execs to discuss plans to lay off 25% of Twitter's employees. Deputy Managing Editor of the ProPublica newsletter, Eric Umansky, tweeted that the Tesla CEO plans to lay off workers early to avoid severance payouts. Ironically, just hours after firing Twitter's general counsel, Vijaya Gadde, who was also responsible of overseeing the company's misinformation policy, Musk was accused of posting a baseless conspiracy theory online. Well, he deleted the tweet shortly after.
Hillary Clinton used her Twitter account to talk about how the assailant of Paul Pelosi, who was trying to assassinate the Speaker of the House, was radicalized by things like QAnon. To which Elon Musk replies that she's getting ahead of herself, and then he uses an article from the Santa Monica Observer. And to be clear, the Santa Monica Observer is the same newspaper that reported that Hillary Clinton was dead and was in fact a body double back in 2016.
Elon Musk, he backed down. He posted a misinformation tweet about the attack on Paul Pelosi. Twitter came after him. All of y'all came after him. The media came after him, and he backed down. He might own the company, but you can tell that when he's faced with all of us sharing our voices together, he doesn't want the trouble. Let's remind him again and again and again. Let's get after him.
All right, on to what's trending. Now imagine spending your entire life without seeing the sky or feeling the grass under your feet. Well, that's the life of Bua Noi, who has been branded the world's saddest gorilla. Now, she was separated from her family 33 years ago when she was only a year old, and since then, she has been held in captivity in a shopping mall zoo in Bangkok. Now, Bua Noi spends her time on the floor watching TV or walking inside her cage, staring at visitors. The primate is at the center of a long-standing dispute between the zoo and animal rights activists. And even the Thai government set up a fundraising campaign to buy the gorilla so she could be moved to a sanctuary. But last week, campaigners' hopes were crushed after her owners refused to sell her, saying it would be detrimental to her health. Now, pop singer Cher has been calling on authorities to free Bua Noi and other captive animals from the zoo. And the campaign for her release goes on. The petition site.com is collecting signatures to move Bua Noi and other primates in the zoo into a sanctuary. Let's hope those animals are freed soon. Now, our next story. If you, like me, hate walking slowly but never quite break into a run, well, this unorthodox invention may be just the right thing for you. Now, these futuristic pair of shoes, they look a little bit like rollerblades, but without the rolling. They're called moonwalkers. They're said to be the world's fastest shoe, boosting walking speeds by 250%. Whoosh, look out, Nike. Now, these babies are powered by 300-watt electric motor, and the strap-on design allows the 8-wheel moonwalkers to be used with pretty much any other pair of shoes. Sensors monitor users' walking gait, while algorithms automatically adjust motor power to match walking speed. They were created by a group of engineers from Carnegie Mellon University, and here's the project's founder talking about how the shoes came to be.
I was fortunate enough to team up with a group of really talented roboticists, race car engineers, and sneak designers to do this only one thing: to pack everything that you find in a Tesla into a form factor of the shoes. So there's no need to balance. Just walk faster to accelerate and walk slower to decelerate. To climb upstairs, simply lift your heel to signal into lock mode. And to go back to the shift mode, simply lift and turn your heel.
The inventors say moonwalkers increase walking to the speed of a run without you having to physically run. Now, they have a top speed of 12 kilometers per hour, but instead of thinking of them as powered skates, the inventors say, think of them as a travelator for your feet. But these travelators don't exactly come cheap. Moonwalkers will hit the market in April, costing just over $1,000 a pop. Although you can get them slightly cheaper if you contribute to their Kickstarter campaign, where more than $170,000 has been raised to help the shoes roll out to the mass market. Excuse that pun. And it's Halloween. There have been celebrations going on all weekend, as you've probably seen on social media. And girls and boys of all ages got dressed up, and social media was full of creatively spooky outfits. Pumpkins are also a part of Halloween, and TikTokers tried this pumpkin carving hack. American actor Jennifer Garner was one of them. She posted a video on her Instagram account where she tried the pumpkin carving trend herself. And that's not the only hack people use to carve pumpkins. Hashtag chicken pumpkin carving has over 31 million views, and I mean, the title says it all, I guess. And that brings us to the end of today's newsfeed. Find this show on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. Bye and see you same time tomorrow.